Ayo, what's up and welcome. I'm the one and only West Coast King, and welcome back to Save the Crew, the Season 1 finale, where we are set to possibly complete the treble in Season number 1, which, if you've seen the season, what we've gone through so far this year, and how we've won each of our trophies so far, it just doesn't make sense. We shouldn't even be in the final, much less playing for the treble. We won the US Open Cup on penalties against Seattle. We won the Supporter Shield on the last day of the season by 2 points. And somehow we got through the semifinal against Orlando despite being down a goal at home with 30 minutes left to play. None of our star players on the field. We scored 2 amazing goals and make it through to the final. This team doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't. I've never had a team be this inconsistent, yet win so many trophies in 1 year. It really, really doesn't make sense at all to me. I keep thinking this team's done. It's down and out, and they keep coming up with heroic performances to win stuff. It just, I honestly, there are no words. I cannot describe what this team even is this year, but nonetheless, without further ado, let's get into this final against Sporting Kansas City. So for this final, we are basically at full fitness, and, well, our starting 11 at least is at full strength. We did pick up the injury to Christian Martinez, that broken ankle. He's not with us today, but Nico Hansen and Jay Rogerson are on the bench, and given what they did last match, I think we're going to be okay depth-wise in that position. Zardes is back from his little injury, so our starting 11 is at full strength, which is a godsend after the struggles we had against Orlando. So at least our team is looking good. The thing I'm most worried about, though, is our opponent, Sporting Kansas City. Not only are they actually the last team that beat us, and they beat us 3-1 in Columbus, which that does not bode well for today, because we're in Columbus again. I don't think that really makes much of a difference. But they overcame a 2-0 deficit in the semifinal just to be here. They scored 3 in the second leg against RSL, gave up none, and knocked them out. This is a dangerous team. A very, very dangerous team that will punish any mistakes that you make. So we've got to be at our absolute best if we're going to complete the treble here today. All right, here's a look at this Sporting Kansas City team. And their attack, not as dangerous as some of the teams we've played, but that midfield and defense and keeper, Tim Elliott, one of the best keepers in the league. It's so good. That is a very, very strong team from top to bottom. All right, here we go. Kickoff in the MLS Cup final. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect to be here this season with this team. And yet they just continue to win games. Like I said a million times, they just continue to win. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how they do it, but they find a way. And we are just kind of feeling this out right now. Last time out, we didn't have a great matchup against Sporting Kansas City. We weren't at our best, so we're kind of feeling it out. See where we can attack. We're not forcing anything early. Just making sure we stay within ourselves. Let's not try to do anything crazy in the first 20 or 30 minutes. We just want to survive that time and then start to kind of turn it on little by little. Oh, Gutierrez coming forward. Oh, he slips it behind Affel, who's not in a good position here. Oh, boys, we're getting kind of pulled out of position. Oh, big block by Jonathan Mensah. That could have been a very dangerous play. Come on, boys. Stay in there on defense. Nice. Beautifully done in the end. Ooh, that was a loose free kick from them. Let's see if we can't capitalize on this before halftime. Apoku gets slipped through. Zardes is not back post. Apoku's waiting for him. There is Zardes, and there is the opening goal of the MLS Cup final. That is what we always look for on the counterattack. Work it up the left-hand side with Santos and Apoku, and just wait for Zardes to get to the back stick because he's so dominant in the air. And there it is one more time on the counterattack. That came from one of their free kicks. Very sloppy from them. They have not been good in the first half. They've been very, very sloppy, giving the ball away a number of times. And we're finally able to capitalize. Beautiful header from Zardes. And we have the lead right on the brink of halftime. We're going to play this for Apoku. Slide it through for Santos. Santos, you know what we're looking for. Woo! He overcooked that a little bit, but he does find Zardes on the back stick. Zardes drags it. Nicely done. Crosses it back in. There's Pedro Santos. everybody diving for it in front of goal, and there's a whistle. I don't know what the whistle was for. It definitely wasn't offsides, I don't think. Oh, Gurso trying the spin on the side. He does get by Valenzuela, and this is a problem. We've been able to limit these opportunities thus far, but not this time. I told you they punish every mistake that you make. That was our first one, and that is the equalizer. I let Gurso spin on the side. I shouldn't have been that aggressive. I should have just backed off and stopped him getting up the wing. That was a stupid play. Oh, man, this team is so good at punishing you like that, though. That was such... I can't believe we let them back in it right there. It's Gurso. Back for Rubio. He's sliding it through. We're not really reacting to that ball at all. Nobody seemed to want to go cover that. Thankfully, the shot was a little bit... it was a wide angle and Stefan was there, but that could have been dangerous. All right, a corner for Sporting here. Let's get this thing away. Get it away! Oh, it's in? That's a goal? Are you kidding? That is unbelievable. All right, well, here we are one more time, boys. We've been here before. Backs against the wall. We've let this whole lead slip away, and now we have to find a way back into this thing. Can we do it? We're going to attack with Zardes up the wing. Oh, God, that wasn't the move I wanted to do there, but we get a corner from it. That's fine. All right, we have a corner. Let's have it short. It's going to be Pedro Santos with it. Zip it back post for Crignali. Diving header, and Crignali scores off of a corner. Instant equalizer from Columbus. I can't handle this team. What is this? We don't do anything the easy way. We get the early goal, go ahead, give up 2 in a row to go down, and then come right back one more time. I can't. This team, man, this is gonna kill me. Why can't we just do something the easy way? 10 minutes to find a game winner here, and we can fully do this thing. Or we could also completely screw this up, but right now it's looking good. Valenzuela, and we have Zardes making the run. Giossi Zardes. Look at him. He's distraught. He missed the best open header that he's ever going to see, and he just completely fluffed it. Susi's looking over the top. Crignali doesn't do enough. Opara, Mensah's there to block the cross. Holy sh... That was way too close. Way too close. 3 minutes left. Defend for your lives, boys. Nothing off these freaking corners. Mensah gets it as far as Ilie Sanchez. It's not really as far as I'd like it to be. How did that just get through? No! It's off the post! There's no possible way that should have actually worked. That would have been such cheese if they had gotten that one. But now we are away with Opoku. Opoku, no, he's tripped up by Beasler, and there's not going to be a foul. I can't really argue that one. It looked very weird, but I'm pretty sure it was a clean play. We're looking for an opportunity to cross this to Zardes. He's kind of out here by himself. Now the ball goes in, and there's Timelia. He was too close. That's going to be the final chance of regulation, and the MLS Cup final is going to extra time. All right, so start of the extra 30 minutes here. I actually saved all of my subs, so I've gone ahead and made 2 of them now. Ricardo Clark is coming on for Will Trapp, and Nico Hansen is on for Pedro Santos. So let's see what the fresh legs give us here in this extra time. Damn it, Ike Opara is really... Holy God! How is he not offsides right there? That was dangerous as anything. Oh, God damn it. Opara is giving me a lot of issues. Good block there by Archer. Gets that ball up. It's going to be away for Higuain. Higuain is going to have to wait for help. He can't go one-on-one here, and I missed the opportunity. Wait, we might still have it. It's through. It's Edward Opoku. It's Edward Opoku. The Golden Boot winner finally comes good in the playoffs, and he hits a first-time bullet by Timelia. I thought I messed up that counterattack, but yet Opoku makes the big run out of nowhere, gets in behind the defense, and a pinpoint accurate pass from Zardes. What a ball. Beasler just a half step late getting there. Or that might have been Ilie. It was Ilie Sanchez that was late getting back. Oh my goodness, we've got the lead back in extra time. Higuain coming forward again. How the hell did Higuain just do that? I'm not actually sure, but he gets it through to Archer. Archer's coming in, lays it across. Zardes fluffs another chance in front of net. What is going on with Zardes? That should be 4-2 and game over. All right, we have a free kick here to put this thing away. It's going to be Federico Higuain. Just trying to line this thing up. Higuain. I put too much power. No, he puts good power. It's off the corner. He hit the woodwork. That was that close. Poku on this thing. We're into stoppage time now of this extra period. We're just looking to see this thing out. I'm not even going to take a shot. I'm seriously not. I'm just going to keep playing possession, keep passing this thing around, and there it is. How does this team do it? I honestly don't understand. I really, really don't get it. But somehow, once again, behind the 8 ball, we get the job done, and we've won the treble in season number 1. I don't know. I don't know. There are no words to describe this team. This has been a miracle season. Alright, so before we end the episode, we can go ahead and take a look at our team, kind of do a little bit of mini squad report and have a look at what we need going into next season to keep this team competing at a high level. So let's get this thing started. We have Gyasi Zardes, probably our MVP of the season. 13 goals and 13 assists over all competitions, primarily as the winger, the right winger on this team. Didn't do much as a striker early in the season, but when I moved him out to the wing, he was definitely more effective. One of the most dangerous players in the league in that position. Adam John, who cares? Edward Opoku, this one's interesting. 23 goals and 4 assists over all competitions. Looks like a great stat line, but keep in mind, a lot of those goals, including a couple of hat tricks, came before I switched the sliders to make things more difficult. So he was racking up the goals early in the season when the sliders were pretty easy. Once I switched them, he definitely dropped off, and at times it was a glaring weakness on this team. So we are getting a new striker in. That new guy will be the starter. Opoku will go back to more of a reserve role. Higuain, this one worries me because he's not going to be here next year. He signed a pre-contract, I think, with Atletico in Spain, but he scored 14 goals, had 8 assists. Quite a few of his goals also came before the slider change, so if he wasn't as good as what those stats show. But Eduardo Sosa's our primary center attacking mid going into next season, and I thoroughly was not impressed with him. I don't think he's going to be our starting center attacking mid. I don't think we can replace what Higuain did with Eduardo Sosa. So I'd say our #1 area of need next year, going into the offseason transfer window, is going to be a new starting center attacking mid. Moving on, we have Mike Grella. He's going to be gone at the end of the year. I think he signed a pre-contract, or he's just going to be leaving on contract expert. I don't know. He's not going to be here next year. Pedro Santos will be. 10 goals and 15 assists for him. Definitely more of a setup playmaker type rather than a goal scorer. Missed quite a few opportunities, but still a very, very good player. Vasquez and Kiaga were youth academy call-ups that probably will never play for us. Jay Rogerson will be a very good player down the road at some point. If we extrapolated this career mode out a little bit, I'd say he probably would take over for Pedro Santos when that time comes, but we might not actually ever get to that point. But Rogerson will stay in the team. He'll be a rotation player for us next year, as will Nico Hansen, more of a super sub role, and he does very, very good in that role as well. And he grew by +1. Christian Martinez, he'll be in the team, although I'm probably pretty sure I would pick Hansen and Rogerson over him, but he has to come back from his broken ankle before he gets any playing time anyway. Ricardo Clark played quite a few important minutes for us down the stretch. He's down, he went down -2. He's 34 years old though, so I don't know how much time he'll get next year. Abu grew by +1, Arthur by +1, and Will Trapp by +1. That is the core midfield right there, and all 3 of those guys were very, very effective when they played. I'm very happy with that midfield. Although with Clark getting up there in age, maybe another CDM just as depth in there. That might be the second most important offseason acquisition we could make. Nyarko, I still don't know about him. He grew by +10, but I just don't trust him back there at left back. Valenzuela will still be here next year. He's on a 2-year loan, so we have him for 1 more year, which is good. He will still be the starter next season. Abubakar grew by +1. I kind of went with Crognale down the stretch, and I do prefer Crognale in there, but I know Abubakar does have some good potential. So I want to try to get him into games a little bit more often next year, but that might also mean sacrificing Jonathan Mensah's time a little bit. I don't know. All three of them will be back, and all three of them are very, very good. Joshua Williams will be back as well, but he's just basically a depth player. Saro will be gone. There is Crognale. He grew by +3, and Jonathan Mensah by +1. That's a good group of center backs to have on this team. Frank Mensah, I just called up from the Youth Academy. He probably won't get much playing time next year, but he does have decent potential to him. Connor Maloney, just a depth player. Jimenez will be back. He's a pretty decent backup at left back and right back where we need him. Harrison Athel will be back. He's down -1, but he's probably still going to be the starter on this team. He still plays very, very well for us. And then our goalkeepers, Ketterer never plays, so don't really care. John Kempen, up +2, good backup goalkeeper to have. And then our star keeper, Zach Steffen, grew only by +1, but I mean, he was so good at times. He played like a 90 rated goalkeeper anyway, so I'm fine with whatever he does. So that is where we're going to end this episode and season number 1 with Columbus. I keep saying it's shocking to win the title and the treble with this team, but keep in mind, this was a good team to start off with, and it's young, so it's going to keep getting better. Or at least the core of the team is pretty young, so they will continue to grow, and we're going to keep getting better. So we'll see what happens next season. I don't want to, going into next year, I don't have any restrictions on how many players we bring in like I did for this first season where we're only allowed to bring in the one designated player on pre-contract. But I don't want to go for like a full overhaul. I want to keep the core of the team intact, maybe go for 1 or 2 players, and that's about it. And keep going with what we have here. Just keep building on the team that's already in place. Because it is, like I said, it's a good team. It's a young team, and it's going to keep getting better. So that's kind of my thoughts going forward into next season. And yeah, any suggestions for a new center attacking mid? Definitely leave them in the comments below. I will have a look at pretty much everyone that's suggested down there. I have a couple in mind myself. We'll have to see about price tag and what our budget's going to be next year and everything. But pretty much, it's open. It's fully open for any suggestions, and I'll have a look at everyone's suggested. So that's it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you when we come back for season number 2 with Columbus. See ya.